The thing where you do for me, they make me so amazed. You make me the woman I never dreamt to be. You have broken all the barriers, even though they think it's me. I have grown to be stronger, I have grown to be me. I have grown to be grateful, I have grown to be free. I have grown to be stronger, I have found the peace in me. I'm broken all the barriers, even though they think it's me. Nah, 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 Papa, God bless me, yeah. I tell God thank you for whose I don't reach today. No shoes but I go school and I always keep the faith. You can overcome, make it possible if you believe in it. You can grow to be stronger, you can grow to be white. You can grow to be bold, you can grow to higher heights. You can grow to be stronger, you can find the peace within you. You can overcome the impossible if you believe in it. Nah, 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 yeah, yeah. Nah, nah, Papa, God bless me, yeah. Roberto Elena, I dey pile no shoes. Mama be the trapper when I come, no food. I dey talk market tell I know the shame, old school. Look me to the Uda go say I no cool. For pen bless, so sweet up the man no lose. The faith make a waka nowadays I dey cruise. I dey cruise, I dey cruise. The faith make a waka nowadays I dey cruise. You can grow to be stronger, you can find the peace within you. You can overcome the impossible if you believe in it. Nah, 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 yeah, yeah. Nah, Papa, God bless me, yeah. Nah, yeah, yeah. Papa, God bless me, yeah.
Yeah. I just want to thank God for His grace.
On the beat.
Because He's been so good to me, man. Blessings coming from left, right, center. And I make me enemies than the one that you know. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Them say I too they shine, and then no one forever see me they shine. Other one for see me suffer, then no one for see me they prosper. But Papa got there by my side, and I in they make her they shine. His blessings all around me. He make me enemies, then they wonder. Let me say me music not go blow, because the beat is very slow. But everywhere that I go now me they run me the show. Let me feel say I not go make 'em, but by His grace I say I don't make 'em. From Liberia to Salon, London to all over the world. Papa God now you bring them. Jehovah now you bring them. Lord you keep on blessing me. You make me enemies then they afraid me. Now you bring them. Jehovah now you bring them. Lord you keep on blessing me. You make me enemies then they envy. Now you bring them. Jehovah now you bring them. Daddy you keep on blessing me. You make me enemies then they afraid me. Now you bring them. Jehovah now you bring them. You keep on blessing me. All me enemies them just the envy. I remember when nobody cared for me, and you the only one who was there for me. All hopes I had was gone. Friends and families all were gone. You promised me to be strong, and one day me time go come. Yeah. Right now celebrating. All my enemies them they be vexing. They no one see where bad man they vexing. Fire go burn them now. Right now I'm celebrating. Now so the money I'm just calculating. I am to the top, I'm just elevating. Papa God now you bring them. make me enemies, then they afraid me. Now you bring me. Jehovah, now you bring me. You keep on blessing me. All me enemies, them just the envy. Now could I get a voice for the sing? Now you. Now could I give me life, I believe. Now you. Papa, could I give me power to defeat all my enemies? Daddy, now you. I just wanna say thank you. I thank you, Daddy. Papa God, now you bring. Jehovah, now you bring. Lord, you keep on blessing me. You make me enemies, then they afraid me. Now you bring. Jehovah, now you bring. Lord, you keep on blessing me. You make me enemies, then they envy. Now you bring. Jehovah, now you bring. Daddy, you keep on blessing me. You make me enemies, then they afraid me. Now you bring. Jehovah, now you bring. You keep on blessing me. All me enemies, them just the envy. Yes, I just want to say thank you, Lord, for your grace.
Salomon, if we want make Salome, we for change we attitude. Salomon, if we want make Salome, we for change we attitude. For nothing, we all are mortal man and we get for life. So let we left Congo Sahel and for bad that we come small days. If we sabi wasan, we go eat na big man the pan. For catch big man and I can't down. No today, all thing done. You go get after, now where you big man and you get. So let we left Congo Sahel and for bad that we come in them.
If you having credit problems, I feel bad for you, son. 1,000 problems, but a car ain't one. Wheels for sure, got me back in the car. Leasing with my credit, I was like, nah man, forget it. Who would've thought I'd be accepted and more? But now I got the keys, I feel so pleased. All types of cars, Fiats, Minis, Renaults, you know, boom, boom, let's go. Wheels for sure, car leasing for every credit score.
Like a year full of prosperity, love, and everything. So today it's going to be a generic program. Today it's going to be about your health, my health, and our well-being. It's about looking on in the past 12 months, some of the things we've done well, and some of the things that we thought, oh, we didn't do very well, but we we'll consider making some changes here and there. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about how you try and perfect your imperfections. I think that's what matters mostly. So that is what we're going to talk about. So today is going to be quite interactive. Someone is saying volume, please. We've sorted. Thank you. Today is going to be quite interactive. Not just about me going on and on and on, but it's about us talking about what we think our health and well-being should look like, and what is your understanding and what is my understanding, and then we meet halfway and see how best we can go forth. The year is going to be full of lots and lots of interesting topics as usual, and we are going to be paying special attention, of course, as always, to cancer. As you know, cancer is my passion. Cancer is my bread and butter. And through this journey, we would continue to talk about cancer. We will continue to talk about how much we can raise awareness. We can continue to talk about how we can prevent it. And if we cannot prevent it, when you do get it, how you can seek help, and how you can get treatment, and how you can cope and deal with the treatment. And we'll talk a lot more about sponsorship as well, and partnership, how we work with others, and how we raise funds to help the more needy and the more vulnerable, and people who are less affording, really. I mean, 2019 for me was a fantastic year. I tell Papa God thank you, and I'm glad where he puts me, also puts me. That's all I have to say. And I continue for tell and thank you, and I continue for pray and ask him for guide and direct me, because he owns our destiny. He knows where we're meant to be at any given time. And so all we need to do is ask him for his grace, and ask him to guide and direct us accordingly. So welcome, 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 welcome everybody. Welcome my darling sister Crimelda, Thinking Pink. Oh, I don't even know what to say. I've been going to Sierra Leone for such a long time, yeah? But 2019, the visit I made December 2019, is going to be one of the most memorable trips I've done to Sierra Leone. I don't know whether it's because it's the first trip where I've gone not to go and party and have fun, but actually to kind of work. So it was a working holiday, and I have one special organization to say thank you to, because they actually gave me the opportunity and the platform to actually believe and feel comfortable and say, actually, I'm here to work. And that's no other organization but the Thinking Pink Foundation, Breast Cancer Foundation. I really don't know what to say. If I talk Boku, I will lie, like what Krioman says. So I'm not going to talk Boku, but I just felt within, you know, my newfound sister, Crimelda, you know, Crimelda, we've never met. We've just bonded through social media and through our kind of common goal and quest. And then, you know, 2019 December was the first time we met, and it felt like we've known each other for many, 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 many years. And it was amazing. And I can't thank her enough. I can't thank your staff. Oh my God, the team at Thinking Pink, they were amazing. Khadija, what's the other girl's name? Lucy, Yema, and the head of communications, the young gentleman. They were all fantastic. It was, I really felt at home. I can actually now say, you know, when I'm ready to go to Freetown, I actually have an office. I will tell you, Saifo, go meet me. I could say, go meet me in Abato Street. I get office there. You know, it was amazing. So thank you so much for your hospitality. It's kind of, it kind of put everything into perspective, and it really kind of gave me that reassurance, that affirmation I was looking for myself, to say, actually, what I'm doing is right. It's right not just for me, but it's right for the people that are benefiting from it. So, so for me, like I say, 2019 ended with a bang. So I went to Sierra Leone. I went to see what was happening there in terms of cancer and service provision, service delivery, you name it, resource, education, and everything. So I went there, and I must say, I was, apart from Thinking Pink, I was really greeted well. I was welcomed. I spent a lot of time at Connaught Hospital with Dr. Small and the Sierra Leone Cancer Registry, Mohammed and Mr. Mara, and I spent some time with Dr. Owizo, the pathologist, yes, people say I like to hang around the dead. Yes, I did spend some time at the mortuary, seeing what he was doing. But most important, I spent a lot of time at the surgical outpatients, which mostly was on Fridays. But then because of me newfound love and project, which is, Salematu, I think a lot of you who are raised, who know me, have heard about Salematu. Salematu, I arrived in Freetown, I think, on the 18th, and then the 19th straight away I went to Thinking Pink, and then at Thinking Pink I met about 8 people waiting to be seen by me. Yes, by moi. They were waiting to be seen by me, all organized. And so I did consultations, I assessed them. They were primarily, as you know, Thinking Pink, it's all about breast cancer. So they all had or identified a lump in their breast or some kind of abnormality in their breast, whether it's the shape, the size, or some sort of leakage. So they came for checks. Some of them came for checks. Some of them came back with their ultrasound result. And some of them came back because, they've done everything, but they don't have money. And some of them don't have money to do anything. So unfortunately, Thinking Pink has a database of over 100 young ladies like that who are waiting for some sort of ultrasound to confirm that they've got a lump that needs lumpectomy, and then they have to move on to then have histopathology, etc., which roughly on an average will cost about 2.5 million when you think of their welfare, transportation, etc. So roughly about £200, just a little bit over £200 or so. And so I met these people there, these lovely ladies. However, and also let me just say to you, these ladies are not just ladies off the street or thinking, oh, now bigger, they don't see opportunity. No, most of them were young girls who are actually in education, either in higher education, either at the Frobe University or at IPAM or at Milton Magai or some other form of higher education, and some of them are small business women trying to raise and look after their family basically, and then all of a sudden, bam, they find a lump. They don't know what to do with it, or they cannot afford to do anything with it. So, and then lo and behold, there came Salematu. So Salematu was unique and different. Why? Because she was a 16-year-old who came because of some serious changes in her breast, the size of her breast. And so I examined her, and Salematu was basically full of lumps. Not probably because she's got breast cancer, because she's too young. However, there are some statistics that says, people younger than 30 do have breast cancer, but not that many, very, very low percentage. And with a breast size extremely large, so big that the poor girl was in so much pain, depressed, and just not wanting to be alive, basically. She wasn't suicidal, but you could just see life wasn't worth living for her. And so apparently her auntie, who lives in Freetown, had brought her over because she had the breast cancer awareness fundraising and health promotion during October, and so managed to get the family who live somewhere in the provinces to bring her over so that they can come back to Thinking Pink to see how best Thinking Pink can support. Now, Thinking Pink being, you know, the Kumra umbrella, as we say, the mother of all. Luckily for this lady, I was there, and straight away I just took on, because I just thought to myself, she could be my daughter, she could be my son. My son is 16. Straight away I connected with her. I thought, no, I have to do something about this. So I examined her, I talked to her a bit, did a bit of counseling, and asked her what she wanted, and she just wanted to go back to normal life. This process had started since she was 12 years old, so she started puberty when she was 12, and then this breast just started growing and growing and growing. Now, in medical terms, we call it breast hypertrophy. Basically, your breast tissue has gone rogue, and it's just growing more and more than it's supposed to grow, with no mechanism to stop. So it just kept growing, and of course, they initially thought she was pregnant, so they took her and checked her out. That was negative. She's not even sexually active. And then they took her to a herbalist to say, you know, maybe there's something, you know, witchcraft or something. The herbalist did her own bit, and there was nothing there. And so it took her 4 years. Finally, her journey came with Thinking Pink. And then, of course, so I consented her, I took a picture, and I just went on social media. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that responded. I had 1 or 2 people who were concerned that, oh, her face was there, and I had her breast and body image, etc., etc. But she was consented, that's one. Number 2, she was consented with permission from her guardian. Number 3, I know we are faced with lots of traditional challenges and cultural differences, but even in the UK, young children can do what they want if their guardian or parents consent to it. So it wasn't something new. It was more, but the hiccups I got was more of a culture shock that hit more people than ever. But anyway, it was fine. Once I explained myself to people were fine. But like I said, it was less than 1% that felt that way. And so the majority of people, you know, were just keen to help. And then people just started donating until we got to a point where we got nearly 5 million plus. And donations are still coming in, by the way. So then I took this girl, then I went to Connaught, and then Dr. Small was like, oh, I've heard about this, blah, blah, blah. I can do the surgery. I'm like, really? I said, this is fantastic. So that's how it all happened. So I'm really pleased to say, the Monday before I left, Salematu had one of her breasts done. So all she's having is a breast reduction and mammoplasty. So she had one of her breasts done, and the excess tissue, which is, as in the breast, that was removed was over 2 kilograms. And so that we sent off for histopathology just to check to make sure it's benign, as in it's non-cancerous. And then she's been recovering very well, feeling a lot better in her mood, happier, eating a lot. So I had to leave quite a bit of money as well for feeding as well, because she's admitted in hospital. And so she's eating quite a lot. And then unfortunately, the second surgery that was planned for Monday was cancelled. However, thanks be to God, she has had her second breast done today. So last week, Monday, she had the right breast done, and today she's had the left breast done, and it's already looking good. I will be updating all of you with pictures and in terms of her journey as we go along. But I just wanted to say thank you so much. Thank you. It's amazing. We've given Salimatu a new life, basically, because the first thing that poor girl asked me when I said, are you happy to go ahead with surgery? Are you scared? Are you frightened? What's going on in your mind? The first thing that girl said to me was, would I be able to go back to school? I said, yes, you will be able to go back to school. Because she had stopped going to school because her friends were making fun of her, they were bullying her, making mockery of her and all sorts. So she wasn't going to school, which obviously means she's now, I think, in year 8 in the UK and I think 7th grade in the United States. So she's way behind for her age. And she's still not even able to communicate very well in the local language, let alone Creole. Her main language, her first language in terms of communication is Mende. So actually, I surprised them after a few days. I spoke to them in Mende and they were like, huh? They were looking at me and thinking, this British woman, they talk Mende. I said, oh, you watch and see. So it was amazing. Yes, Yamata, it was amazing. I know the donors, I can't thank people enough. I really can't thank people enough. I'm not only thanking you, my brothers and sisters, moms and dads, uncles and aunties. I'm not only thanking you because you gave me your money. I'm thanking you because you trusted me. I mean, all I had to do was ask and you were willing to give me money. And trust me and believe in me. And so for that, I am so thankful and I'm so grateful. I don't even know how much I can say. But so that's Salimatu's story. So for me, Salimatu was the highlight of my 2019. It ended my 2019. And Salimatu, through Salimatu and Thinking Pink, my ambition will be transformed, but that I will keep up my sleeve till the 7th of March. So if you want to know how my ambition is going to be transformed, then you need, if you're in UK, then you need to come to my annual conference. It's going to be the 2nd annual cancer conference, the C Word conference. And again, it's all about changing our attitudes towards cancer. So please save that date. It is going to be a daytime event, so even if you have somewhere to go at night, you can still come and go. We're looking at finishing no later than 7-8, and again, God has been so good because I'm working on a venue that would be quite fit for purpose and fit for the program. So I thank God for that. But in the next week or so, I will confirm everything, and then the formal advert will be out encouraging people to attend. Again, it's a free event. I do encourage people when they come to make a small donation towards the logistics, but also this time it will be about breaking the news of how you can help with my transformation. So make sure you have some small change in your pocket. If you don't, there will be bank details and other forms of payment. So, but the most important thing, come and seek knowledge, come and share knowledge, come let us talk about issues that are affecting us every day, because whether we like it or not, 1 in 4 people will be diagnosed of cancer, and we need to be a bit more vigilant. We need to be a bit more aware, because early detection can save lives. So let us get on with that. So health and well-being, a generic term. A health and well-being, it's all about, it doesn't just refer to your emotional and physical and mental and social well-being. It gives you an overview of everything. It gives you, it's not just about the absence, because everybody, when you say health and well-being, they just think, oh, as long as I'm not ill, I haven't got a disease, I'm fine. No, a health and well-being is not just about disease, but it's also the ability to recover and bounce back from illness and other problems. And like I said, that includes physical, mental, and social. So I'll be taking a break in 2 minutes, and when I come back, we'll just have a general conversation, a general conversation about what it means to be healthy, what it means to look after your well-being, and what it means to support other people as well. So don't go away, please stay tuned. And if you want to join us in this conversation, please feel free to join us. You can call on 07946 141 369, 07946 141 369. And if you're not in the UK and you want to call, it is +44 7946 141369. Okay, please, I would be expecting calls and everything. Yes, Yamasa, the event is fit for purpose. Indeed, I'm hoping and I'm looking forward to lots and lots of people coming, and because I think we need to start doing things like this in our community. It's not just about going partying and all these social events. We need to start educating ourselves. We need to start looking for information where information needs to be found, because it's available. So stay tuned. I'll be back in a jiffy. Thank you. I love you.
If you're having credit problems, I feel bad for you, son. 1,000 problems, but I can't write one. Will for sure got me back in the car. Leasing with my credit, I was like, oh man, forget it. Who would have thought I'd be accepted and more? But now I got the keys, I feel so pleased. All types of cars, Fiats, Minis, Renaults, you know. If you're having credit problems, I feel bad for you, son. 1,000 problems, but I can't write one. Will for sure got me back in the car. Leasing with my credit, I was like, oh man, forget it. Who would have thought I'd be accepted and more? But now I got the keys, I feel so pleased. All types of cars, Fiats, Minis, Renaults, you know. Boom, boom, let's go. Wills for sure. Car leasing for every credit score.
I wake up in the morning and I give you the praise. The thing what you do for me, they make me so amazed. You make me the woman I never dreamt to be. You have broken all the barriers, even though they think it's me. I have grown to be stronger, I have grown to be me. I have grown to be grateful, I have grown to be free. I have grown to be stronger, I have found the peace in me. I'm broken all the barriers, even though they think it's me. No shoes, but I go school, and I always keep the faith. You can overcome, make it possible if you believe in it. You can grow to be stronger, you can grow to be wise. You can grow to be bold, you can grow to higher heights. You can grow to be stronger, you can find the peace within you. You can overcome the impossible if you believe in it. To Elena, I dey pile no shoes. Mama be the trapper when I come no food. I dey taught my kids tell I know the shame old school. Look me to the Uda who say I no cool. For pen bless, the streets of party man no lose. The faith make a waka nowadays I dey cruise. I dey cruise, I dey cruise. The faith make a waka nowadays I dey cruise. You can grow to be stronger, you can find the peace within you. You can overcome the impossible if you believe in it.
If you're having credit problems, I feel bad for you, son. 1,000 problems, but a car rank 1. Wheels for sure, got me back in the car. Leasing with my credit, I was like, man, forget it. Who would've thought I'd be accepted and more? But now I got the keys, I feel so pleased. All types of cars, Fiats, Minis, Renaults, you know, boom, boom, let's go. Wheels for sure, car leasing for every credit score.
Good evening again. Welcome back to the Health Show by Isatta Sisay-Jalloh on Diaspora Voices. And if you're just joining us, Happy New Year, Happy 2020. We hope this year will be a healthier year for you, and will bring you everything that you desire, including long life and well body. Because remember, well body na gentry. Okay, so today we are talking about health and well-being in general. How do you see yourself? What do you do? What difference and what changes are you going to make to ensure that you're being healthier and within yourself you're feeling okay, which is primarily to do with your well-being. Like I said earlier on, your health and well-being is not just about the absence of disease. It's also the ability to be able to deal with illness as well as bounce back from illness or any other issues, such as any other issues like emotional or psychological issues, as well as mental health issues. Because remember that your physical and mental health, they're intertwined, as well as your spiritual being. If one doesn't work well, it affects the other. So it's kind of a lock and key effect. So let's focus on let's focus on physical health first of all. What do you think about when you hear the term physical health? Do you think about just being physical, as in health and fitness, as in exercise, or do you think about illness and diseases as well? Well, it encompasses both. You should be thinking about both, because your physical health is not only to do with what's happening physiologically within your body, but also what's happening externally. So it's both external and internal factors, and how you as an individual, as a human being, as a person, how you can contribute and what you can do, what kind of lifestyle changes you can make to ensure that your health is maintained to a certain level and degree. So please, like I said earlier on, I want this to be an interactive program. I don't want to just come and talk. If you're not brave enough to phone, you can make comments on the page, and we can answer and open a dialogue that way. Or if you're bold enough and brave enough and love me enough to call, then you can call on +44 794 6141 369. So let's hit it. Let's talk about physical health. Now, physical health, let's talk about illness. The reality is there is such thing as illness. You do become unwell for general reasons, for various reasons. You can become unwell. You can become unwell for simple ailments such as common cold, or you can become unwell because of serious illnesses such as cancer. But cancer is not, of course, just the only serious illness. You've got other long-term chronic illnesses that can create lots of problems for you, such as respiratory diseases, such as neurological disorders, such as motor neuron disease, such as Parkinson's disease, such as dementia, Alzheimer's, such as stroke, such as heart failure, and all sorts of diseases that create an illness that makes you unwell and you become physically unstable, and then your dependency level goes up, which basically means you then are so unwell you need other people to support you and all sorts of that. So that is what we're talking about today. We're talking about generally some of these illnesses. What can you do? Now, a lot of these illnesses, when you look at it and the way our body is created, our body is created with different systems. You've got the circulatory system, you've got the endocrine system, which is there to make sure, you know, with the right enzymes and all sorts that we're supposed to produce, we're producing. Of course, our circulatory system has to do with our heart, and then the blood flow within our body. And then, of course, you've got the excretory system, which has to do with our bladder, as well as how we excrete fecal and waste matter. And then, of course, you've got our digestive system. Our digestive system is basically what we ingest and how that gets digested and metabolized, and then gets fed to the cells of our body, which then maintains our health and well-being to some extent. And so all these things interconnect. You've got our respiratory system, of course, which is very important, because without oxygen we cannot survive. So we need to be able to have lungs. We have lungs that allows us to be able to inhale and exhale, breathe in and out, and then we can feed again the cells of our body with food, which one of the main food for the cells of our body is oxygen. So it's very, very important for all these systems to be working properly. Now, it's done in a way where a lot of the things we do, or a lot of the things that we can avoid, can actually help manage at least one or two of these systems, wherein they don't get battered down, or they don't get put under a lot of pressure, where then it turns into a disease, and then it becomes an illness, and then we suffer and we struggle through that way. So it's very important for us to think about it that way. So it's about looking at what you can do as an individual in terms of maintaining a good, healthy lifestyle. A good, healthy lifestyle wherein your condition of your body, taking into consideration everything from the absence of disease into fitness level, is top class, you know, and it's very critical. Physical health is very critical for all of us in terms of our overall well-being, and it can affect our lifestyle, and our lifestyle can affect our physical health and well-being. And so when I'm talking about our lifestyle, some of the common lifestyle activities or ideas that I'm talking about, that we as human beings, to some extent, we have control over it, are things like our diet, our level of activity, and our behavior. I will go more into behavior later, because I bet some people are thinking, what has behavior got to do with it? Well, it has a lot to do with it. So our diet, our level of physical activity, and our behavior. And in terms of our diet, they say you can't control everything in your life. However, you can control what you put inside your mouth and into your body. So you are able to control what you put inside your mouth and into your body. I give myself as a living example. When I turned 40, I had to go do my 40 plus check, health check. And for those of you who don't know, as Black people, we're at higher risk of developing diabetes compared to the white Caucasian. So when we do health check, one of the things they check for is your level in terms of how susceptible you are to developing diabetes. And this test is called your HB1AC level. And so they did it for me, including everything else. And guess what? It was borderline. So it was basically, I was like 1 point away from becoming a type 2 diabetic. Not a type 1, a type 2 diabetic. And so my GP turned around to me and said, I'm going to be as unprofessional as I can, but I'm going to turn to you, Miss Sisay, and I'm going to tell you, you ought to know better. And I'm like, yes. I held my hand up and I said, yes, I'm guilty. I know exactly what I'm doing that I should not be doing. Guess what I was doing? I was eating lots and lots and lots of sugar. Not eating it directly, but eating it through other things. For example, I am a tea and coffee drinker. I can drink tea and coffee up to 10 cups a day. And I was having 4 teaspoons of sugar in every cup of tea or coffee. Can you imagine? Every cup of tea and coffee, I was having 4 cups of tea in there. And so what that led to is the fact that I was taking too much sugar. I was also eating a lot of white bread. I was eating a lot of carbohydrate, things like pasta and all sorts. And everything I did everything sweet. It was all to do with sweet. Sweet. I will just sit and I'll crave and I'll eat 2 packets of sweet popcorn rather than salt popcorn. So I said to my GP, as soon as he said, you ought to know better, I said yes. And he said to me, oh, do you want me to sign you up for a class? Walking away from diabetes. I'm like, no, it's actually quite embarrassing. Me going to a class like that and then saying and holding up my hand and introducing myself and saying, oh, I'm Isatta Sisay and I'm a nurse. A nurse. You ought to know better. I'm constantly advising people about their health and well-being. And what am I doing? I'm doing the opposite? No, it doesn't work like that. You have to practice what you preach. In my book, you have to practice what you preach. So basically what I didn't drastically stop the 4 spoons of sugar 10 times a day because it is impossible. You can't do it. It's a form of addiction. So what I started doing, I started cutting down. The first 2 days, it was 3 spoons. The third day, it was 2 spoons. The 5th day, so every 2 days I was reducing the amount of sugar I was taking in each cup of tea or coffee. So until I got to a point where I then replaced the sugar with honey, pure honey. I then replaced it. And so gradually, not with sweeteners, there's a lot of controversial research and evidence about sweeteners, so I would not advise anyone to go onto sweeteners. However, I went onto honey, but even the honey, I have now stopped honey. So now I'm at a point where even if you put half a teaspoon or 1/4 of a teaspoon of sugar in my tea, it tastes like syrup. It truly tastes like syrup. So that is how I got off sugar. And then the other challenge for me was bread. Oh, I love baguettes. I enjoy baguettes. So what I had to do was basically try and switch from white bread to brown bread. And of course, some of my colleagues are at work who are very health aware, health and fitness aware. They then introduced me to seeded bread, rye bread, and all sorts. I mean, I'll confess, it was painful. It was so painful. It was like someone was torturing me. So when I was eating some of this bread, I was like, it tasted and it felt like rock the first few times. But afterwards, you know, my palate got used to it, you know, and then I started enjoying it. So now I cannot even eat white bread. As soon as I eat white bread, I feel bloated. My stomach reacts to it. So that is how important, and that is how one can retrain your body and retrain what you put in your mouth. So for me, after cutting all of those, 6 months later, I then returned to my GP, and then my GP did repeated my HB1AC blood test, and also weighed me. So I was weighing, I think, 95 kg, and then when I was weighed, I had dropped at least 5 to 10 kg. And she was impressed. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, I stopped eating sugar. I stopped eating white carbohydrate and all sorts. And she said, "Oh, good. Well done." She said, "Keep it up." And then the other thing I started doing was exercising. Not a rigorous exercise, but what I started doing, I started walking more. Because of where I work and because of my family life, I am very, very car dependent. I can't function. My day-to-day cannot function if I don't use a car, which is good because it then makes me get things done on time and efficiently. However, the disadvantage is I don't get to do any walking at all. When I mean I don't get to do any walking, I don't get to do any walking. I park my car in front of my house, which is basically less than 10 steps from my front door. I go into my car, I drive to my workplace. My workplace, I park my car, and from the parking to my my office, it's literally not more than 100 steps. So there was no physical exercise. And of course, my job at that time, it was pretty much going around visiting my patients in their own home, wherein I still have to drive. And so the only time, so what then I started doing was, okay, is if I'm visiting someone on this street, I'll park one street earlier, and then I'll walk. And then if I go to a tower block, rather than using the lift, I will use the stairs. So I started looking at ways, because initially I thought, oh, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to start doing this, blah, blah, blah. But then I realized actually, I physically don't have the time. Some people say make the time. I didn't have the time and I didn't have the motivation. That's the honest truth. So what I had to do then was look at what I'm doing and how best I can adapt what I'm doing to fit my lifestyle that I'm supposed to live. So I did that, and then I started walking, and that's how I did it. So through that, some of the benefits was, of course, weight loss. My blood sugar level, which was beginning to creep up, went back down. It was amazing. And then in terms of the bigger picture as well, I was somebody who suffered a lot from constipation. I would go 5 days without opening my bowels, yes. And for me, I thought that was normal, but actually it's not normal, because those are the kind of things that increases your risk of kind of colorectal cancer. So I had to make drastic changes. I then went on and did the fruit and veg pledge. A lot of you joined me. That was in 2018, I think, yes. And then we did that, and that changed my bowel habit. And then I started replacing hot drink, as in tea or coffee, for hot water. So at work, if they're offering a cup of tea or coffee, I just say, can I just have hot water, please? So it's still in my mug, and I drink it as if I'm drinking tea or coffee, but it's just plain water. So that is how I gradually changed a lot of things that has helped me really to some extent, because for every one of us in general, having such healthy diet and looking at your physical activities, they help with weight loss. They reduce your risk in terms of a lot of diseases, not just cancer. They reduce your risk in lots of the cardiovascular diseases such as stroke, hypertension, and all sorts. And it helps people who have already been diagnosed with diabetes, especially type 1 and type 2. It helps them as well. It helps you, it helps strengthen your bones and your teeth. It helps you to be in a better mood. Physical exercise, I trust you and I challenge you, makes you get into a better mood. And for me, what it does, it makes me sleep better at nighttime. I get a sound sleep. 6 hours is enough for me, but it feels like I've slept for 10 hours. It improves your memory, and it also makes you just feel generally happy. And so it's very, very important, my brothers and sisters, we think about what we eat and what we put in our mouth, because it creates a lot of difference. And then, of course, when you're thinking of what you're putting in your mouth, you have to think about the nutrients that you require as well. You need to look at calcium-rich food. You need to look at food such as fruits and vegetable fruit that are good with low calories. You need to look at different things that would help improve the health of your gut, and also the health of your bowel motion, in terms of a diet with low fiber and high in sugar and fat would alter your gut. So it's very important you look at things like that, and that increases inflammation. And for me, I never really realized what was going on, because again, I suffer from something they call IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. But all of these things, to be honest with you, can be controlled and managed with diet, no medication. They say you are what you eat. And I believe me, I have tested that theory, and it is true. You are what you eat. What you put in is what you get. So for me, what I have put in and the changes I've made, it's made a lot of difference. So I implore you to do the same, and I encourage you to do the same, because I think it makes a lot of difference. And some of the things I think we should try and avoid when it comes to eating habits. Let's try and avoid all these sugary drinks, soft drinks. There's nothing wrong with having them once in a while. Nobody's saying don't have it now, don't have it forever. I don't believe in that. Look at them as a treat rather than a daily usage. Swap them for other things, like I did. I swapped tea and coffee for hot water. So you can swap it for herbal tea. I'm not a fan of herbal tea much. I do try and drink them, like green tea, ginseng, the moringa tea, and all sorts. I try them, but I'm not just a fan. So, but try and swap bad habits with good habits. Try not to eat red meat every day. Start off first that, okay, I'm not going to eat red meat for 1 week. If you're somebody who eats red meat every day, try and say, okay, 1 day a week, it's going to be my Sabbath day. I'm not going to eat red meat. For the Christians, the Lent season is coming up soon. It's round the corner, not far away in March. And people will be thinking of giving up things to make them understand what life is really about and bring them closer to God, and purity and cleanliness and all of that. So those are the kind of things you could use that as an opportunity to start changing your diets and your eating habits. Ensure you eat more vegetable, because people feel, especially in our community where rice is our staple food, people feel they have to have rice or some form of carbohydrate before they feel full. No, just put more. If you're having rice and plasas, for example, put more plasas than rice, because the plasas is made up of a lot of vegetable. And of course, that again depends on how you prepare it. But put more plasas, eat more vegetable, eat more salads, eat more whole fruits rather than, because sometimes you say to people, oh, you do take fruits. Yes, I do. I drink a lot of juice. No, that is not fruit. Eat the whole fruit that has the roughage, because that would also help with your fiber contents. Try and avoid processed meats. All these meats in these tins like luncheon meat and all of that, they are not good. I actually, when I was in Sierra Leone this December, someone was saying to me, oh, you seem to be wanting to eat more of our own food rather than, in the morning they say to me, what do you want for breakfast? Make I go buy sardine for you, or make I go make luncheon meat. I'm like, no, I don't want those food. They're processed food. Get me, cook me rice. Make me the natural food that you've got. In my tribe, we have a very common food we call lafidi. You can make that with brown rice. It doesn't have to be white rice. You could do it with parboiled rice, or you could even do it with bulgur wheat. So a lot of the time, that's what I was having. And then eat more of lean protein. For example, fish. Fish. I love fish. I can eat fish every day, 365 days of the year. I won't get bored. I won't be angry at all. And also other things like very lean proteins, other things that are rich in protein, for example, your egg, your nuts, some sort of nuts and stuff. So it's very, very important. Look also, the other things you need to look at what kind of fat you're taking as well, because there are two types of fat. You've got your saturated fat and you've got your unsaturated fat. You've got your saturated fat, which is the solid fat, and that is the one that quickly raises up your cholesterol level, and so it's your total cholesterol level. So it's very important you think about that. And then you've got your liquid fat, which is your unsaturated fat, which then raises your high blood cholesterol level. So it's very important to look at those two. And if you're thinking, oh, what's the difference between saturated fat and unsaturated fat? Well, for saturated fat, you've got all the solid food. It's easy to recognize them. You've got things like cheese. You've got things like butter or margarine. You've got palm oil. Yes, the palm oil is quite saturated. You've got cow butter, that is also called cow ghee. You've got coconut oil. You've got cakes, biscuits, fatty meat, sausages, bacon, all these processed food, chocolate, they are all saturated fat. So I'm not saying don't eat them, because the body needs some amount of it, but just eat things in moderation. And then you've got unsaturated fat, and then unsaturated fat are the ones that are the liquid ones. So you've got your olives, you've got your peanuts, you've got your canola oil, which is more like vegetable oil. You've got your avocados. You've got your pumpkin seeds, all the different types of seeds, your pumpkin seeds, your sunflower seeds, your sesame seeds, and all sorts. And then your fish as well. So those are the kind of things you think about. And think about how you prepare your meals. Rather than frying things, bake, grill. Use less of deep frying and all sorts. Try and avoid oily food. It's very, very important. And also try and balance your diet. Make sure you eat properly during the day. Again, for me, it's one of my issues. I never used to eat breakfast. I would just be binging all day. Between 11 and 2, I'll be binging constantly. But now I've gotten myself into the habit where I either have a granola in the morning, or I'll have my porridge in the morning, or I'll have my cereal in the morning. And I feel once I've had that, that sustains me till about 1, 2, where I then have proper lunch at work. And then when I come home, I then tend to have something light. So then so it's looking at things like that. You eat at least 5 portions of fruit and veg a day. Base your meal on a good carbohydrates or whole grain carbohydrates, such as your potatoes, your bread, your rice, your pasta, but the whole grain one, not the white ones. Try and swap your dairy products. Look for things that are lower in fat and lower in sugar. Your natural yogurts and all sorts. Eat more things like beans, fish, egg, and other proteins. Aim to eat 2 portions of fish every week. It makes a lot of difference, especially oily fish like your mackerel, your salmon. They're quite good. And try and choose unsaturated fat for your spreads. For example, when you're for oil, try and use more vegetable. And then for your spreads, try and use, rather than butter, use flora and that kind of thing. And try and drink plenty of water. I can testify to that. Drinking lots and lots of water makes a lot of difference for me. So again, and then of course, like I've said and I've banged on about exercise, it's very, very important. You exercise a lot. And a lot of people think when they say exercise, it means, oh, you have to go in the gym and lift up machines, or you have to be running like DJ Little and DJ Ish run. No. As we can see, for those of us who've been following DJ Little, he only started about 3 months ago. From being nobody, now he's going around bragging, I can do this, I can do that, I can run in this. And I'm challenging him from next week Saturday, not this Saturday, because this Saturday is my birthday. I'm not running for nobody, I'm not going to the park for anybody. Yeah. So this Saturday is my birthday, I'm not going there. So, but from next Saturday, which is I think the 25th, yeah, Saturday the 25th, I'm gonna register on the park run, and then I'm gonna start first by walking. You know, I need to start first with walking, do a lot of brisk walking, and then gradually start running until I get to that fitness level. So it's very, very important we take exercise into consideration, because when I have exercised in the past, it's actually made a lot of difference to my mood. It's made me, it's not just about weight loss, it's not just about body image, it makes a lot of difference to my mood. I sleep better, it strengthens my muscles and my bones, it increases my energy level, it reduces your risk of chronic disease, and your skin is a lot healthier, and then your brain and memory are much, much better, and then you're a lot more relaxed. And then in most cases where people have chronic pain issues, actually a bit of exercise has been shown. There's quite a lot of evidence that says it reduces your pain levels. And then of course, last but not the least, from a social point of view, it improves your sex life. So it is a win-win-win situation for everybody. So men and women, boys and girls, we all have to motivate each other and encourage each other. Now it's this Saturday, Creme. It is this Saturday, as in next tomorrow, not next week. It is this Saturday, January 18th. I'm going to be +1. I let man claim the hill, small, you know. So it is by God's grace. So we need to. So let me just answer some few questions, and then we'll take a 2 minutes break, okay? So yes, Cremelda, it's this Saturday, yes. So thank you, darling, thank you. And yes, the power of fitness. Oh, the power of fitness. Hey, 100% Salon Titi, Mamira and Coca say. So what are you doing on Saturday? Please tell Mr. Jalloh, I am asking. Farella, we don't need referee. That's all I'm going to say. We don't need referee. Wait till they do Saturday, we don't need referee. We're gonna start celebrating tomorrow, because I am very fussy about my birthday. I make noise about my birthday. I love special attention. My family know that. People who are very close to me know that. So it will be a day where people will pop in and out if they know, if they're around, just to come and give me a hug and kiss me and bring me a present. I know it's a hard up month, So always I have the I owe you. Hey, wait no more months do I'll sort you out. No no. Say the next year back. But again, it's the thought that counts. And we tell Papa God thank you. It don't keep me alive for another year. With no serious ill health problem, with no serious challenges, and lots of blessings. I've met new people. I've met people who I did not imagine I was gonna meet, who are, you know, sisters and brothers and mothers and fathers, you name it, in all shape and form. So I am very thankful. So we're gonna take a break now, and when we come back, we'll just talk about well-being. And one of the things we'll talk about is really mental health, how you can manage your mental health, and some of the questions you should be asking yourself to ensure that you're in a better place. It's not about anybody else, it's about yourself, it's about you. Remember, it's all about you. This is about taking your life into control, making sure you do what you're supposed to do to ensure that your health and well-being is spot on. And remember, well body na gentry. So don't log off. I'll be coming back in 2 minutes. Ta.
If you're having credit problems, I feel bad for you, son. 1,000 problems, but I can't rank one. Wills for sure. If you're having credit problems, I feel bad for you, son. 1,000 problems, but I can't rank one. Wills for sure. Got me back in the car. Leasing with my credit, I was like, ah man, forget it. Who would've thought I'd be accepted and more? But now I got the keys, I feel so pleased. All types of cars, Fiats, Minis, Renaults, you know, boom, boom, let's go. Wills for sure. Car leasing for every credit score.
Fela Kuti dey and so.
In a sense, money making machine worldwide.
Oh yeah, pray for me, Mama, pray for me. I'm in the jungle, I want to make money. Oh yeah, pray for me, Papa, pray for me. Oh no, I guide my footsteps in this journey. Oh yeah, pray for me. Pray, 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 pray.
Welcome back, everybody. You're probably wondering what's on the screen. Yes, it's just a reminder about the second annual C Word Conference, which is going to be on the 7th of March. It's Saturday, the 7th of March, and it's a daytime activity. So you can still pop in and then listen and get some knowledge and share some knowledge, and then take away some information and knowledge, and then you can then go to wherever social night activity you have. I'm expecting lots and lots of people this year. I'm considering doing it on Eventbrite, and it is a free entry event. Of course, when you're there, we are going to be doing a bit of fundraising, and so please bring some change with you, and if not, there will be bank details that you can make transfers to. So please save the date. Saturday, the 7th of March is going to be the second annual C Word Conference, which is all about changing our attitudes towards cancer, and this is presented by myself with sponsors, Diaspora Voices, Sierra Gem Media, Old School Afternoon Jump, Family United, and this time the City of London Academy as well is also one of my sponsors. So the more the merrier. Let's come, let's share our knowledge, let's raise awareness, because you know what, early detection saves a lot of life. It's going to be World Cancer Day soon. February, it's an important month for cancer. Every month is important for cancer anyway, because there's some sort of national health promotion and awareness, which, as you know, if you've been following me for the last 2 years on this platform, we do make a lot of noise about cancer, and for no other reason, because it is a disease that to some extent you can prevent it, and also you can pick it. The sooner you pick it up, the better your chances are in terms of treatments and sorts. So again, I can see nobody actually rang. Nobody has rang so far. But just a reminder, we're just talking today generally about our general health and well-being. And if you still want to call us, it's +44 7946 141 369, or you can make comments on and see what we can read it basically. So we've talked about physical health, and we've talked about how that intertwines with your well-being, your general well-being. And one of the other things in terms of your well-being is your emotional well-being and your mind, which is your mental health. Your mental health is very, very important, and I really think people need to think about that and take that into consideration and review what they're doing. If you haven't reviewed your health and well-being for 2019, I would say take time. Hello, I've got a caller.
Yes, hello.
Hello, good evening, caller. Welcome to the health show. Can you introduce yourself, please? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Yamata.
Hello, Yamata. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome. I'm so overwhelmed with this program. Tonight is my first time actually of listening to you.
Oh.
And I must say I'm very, very much impressed.
Oh.
Because, health is wealth.
Yes.
Just how it is.
Yes.
Health is wealth. And for you,
Thank you for calling.
hello.
Hello, yes? It's just my producer messing about. Yes. Yes.
You are inclusive. This is a very good platform, because most oftentimes we tend to ignore our health issues.
Yes.
But that is really serious.
Yes. Absolutely.
I haven't listened to all what you've said tonight. Well, it's not like, but I think I've listened like maybe 90-something%.
Yes.
I'm really, 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 really proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Because most of us know exactly where you're coming from.
Yes.
And this is just like a golden opportunity.
Yes.
I wish we appreciate
tuning
Yes.
every Wednesday, but again, it's not easy because
Yes.
of the time schedule of people,
Yes.
night shift and the rest. But
Yes.
I'm really, really impressed. I'm really impressed, and thank you to everyone, especially regarding the Salimatu issue.
Yes. I know.
I was so emotional when you were talking about her.
Oh.
It just takes a good, kind-hearted person to step up and do what you did,
Yeah.
And may God actually continue to, put his hands on her recovery process.
Amen.
Because it's really, really, really pathetic, honestly.
Amen.
But you see, God's time is the best.
Oh, yes.
God was waiting. God
Yes.
was waiting for you to be there.
Yes.
He was there at the right time.
Oh, yes.
So I'm
Yes.
so impressed. I'm so happy. I'm so
Oh.
for what you're doing. Please keep doing it.
I will. And thank you so much, Yamata.
I'll do my best,
Yeah.
to be tuning in every Wednesday, and then
yes.
for the show, by God's grace, I'll try to prioritize it.
Oh yes, please do.
Well, body, now everybody in business.
Now everybody in business, and just
for some of us in the field,
yes,
you don't even have time to get these things right.
Yes,
you know?
yes,
and
yes.
when we were talking about the 40 years check, I was like a victim as well.
Yes.
You know, they sent me to this walking center and the rest, but then I refused.
Yes.
I had to change my habit.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
Although it's not easy. So,
Yes.
But to be honest with you, let me give chance to other callers.
Yeah.
What I can say, let me wrap it up that I'm really proud of you, my sister.
Thank you so much.
This is what you're doing, and this is what we need in our society.
Thank
this
you.
This is what we need.
This is what we need indeed. Yes.
The entire diaspora, DJ Lindsay, DJ Eve, and everybody.
Yes.
I say bravo to you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Yamata. And please stay on and keep watching. You know, it's the show is usually on a Thursday. And guess what? If you can't watch it, you can always go back and watch it. And if what you can do, if you can message through Messenger on Facebook, if you can message me your number, and I can add you to my broadcast list. Because what we usually do, because I have lots of people.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
Yeah, because I've got lots of people who are not on Facebook. And so what we do, by tomorrow morning, we convert it and it goes into a YouTube format. And so you can actually just watch it on your phone. You don't even, yes. And so that way we've been reaching a lot of people. Yes. Yes, it's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you too.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
that was one of our callers. She said this is her first time watching the program. Martha, thank you so much. We're very grateful. I'm very honored. It's humbling for me. And like you rightly say, us as nurses, especially us healthcare professionals, we are our own worst enemy. And sometimes we are the worst patients ourselves, because we're very good at looking after everyone else but ourselves. So it's very important for us to be bringing some of these topics to the forefront, so that we can remind ourselves. I'm not here to tell people what to do, or I'm not here because I think I know it all. Like I always say, it's a learning process for all of us. We're all learning together. All I do as a healthcare professional, I take my time and I go and do a lot of research in the field that I feel comfortable with. With a nursing experience of over 20 years, I feel quite best and well placed to be able to do what I'm doing. And I'm very grateful that people appreciate it. Every given time I go to an event or function and places, people do reach out and say, well done. Oh, you're the one who does that show. And one of the other things I do that some people don't know, that I want to make a bit more noise about this year so that people know, is the outreach work that I do, especially when it comes to cancer care. I do support people in our community who have been diagnosed or who are worried about their diagnosis through their journey. So if you do have anyone who you feel needs someone to talk to, please feel free to contact me via Facebook, either via my own page, which is just Isatta Sisay, or the health show page, or via Diaspora Voices or DJ Little, and so on and so forth. And what I'm going to do in the next few weeks is, I have got this leaflet that I've printed that I'm going to drop off at lots of social places in our local community here in Southeast London. For example, Mingles, IBB Restaurant, Couton Road, Syrian's Shop, and to Lollipop and Balance, and so on and so forth. It's just information about what I do and some of the things I intend to do in terms of my vision, my mission, my values, and some of the help that is available that to our people, not just in the diaspora here, but in Sierra Leone as a whole. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, let's think about our mental health, our mental well-being. Do the things that are right. If you don't feel comfortable or if you don't feel right, go seek help. Talk to someone. Don't suffer in silence, and focus on loving yourself. Because if you love yourself, then you pay attention to your health and well-being. And there's nothing wrong with loving yourself, because you know what? Love is healthy. Love is one of the best feelings in the world. When you fall into it, you seek it out, you cherish it, and you share it. And it's regardless of who you are and what you are. And that is how it pans itself out. It is an experience, and you can actually experience it yourself. You can love thyself. It's not just loving somebody else. It's also about loving yourself. I always say to people, if you don't love yourself, how can you then transfer that love to somebody else? So you have to love yourself, and you have to be strong. You have to have a strong positive emotion and an affection and a pleasure of expression. So it's all about your well-being. It's all about your mindset. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think if there's no comments, I think there's some comments. I'll read them, and we'll be wrapping up the show. Next week, I am thinking of it's not new, but just in a different version. Next week, we're going to start on putting your house in order. We're going to start that series, putting your house in order, and that's going to come in three folds. It's about planning your life. It's about looking at your finances. It's about looking at your family. It's about looking at your lifestyle in general. It's about looking at what the future holds. So I think it's very, very important in our community. We think about these things, we take them seriously, and we do lots and lots and lots about it. So some of the comments, oh yes, well done there. Thank you, Mrs. Golfer. Happy New Year. And then Yamatha again, I'm really impressed about the health information you're reaching out to us. Well done, darling sis. Oh yes, you've given me your number. I will save it. I'll write it down, and I'll do what I have to do. And Ishmael Alfred from Morgan Heritage. Hello. Wonderful. I would like to connect. God bless you, sis. We will need to use your platform to support the Seek Picking project. That is fantastic. Give us a call. The number is there. You can reach us via Facebook and Messenger. You know, we will connect, and we would work from there. That is one of the things we do on Diaspora Voices. We believe in collaborative working. We believe in partnership. I don't believe one person can do it all. But if we come together, we can have a greater impact. So it's all for the greater good. So it's very, very important. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Golfer. Your program is a breath of fresh air. Yes, and there's more to come this year. Trust me. Mrs. Golfer, make sure you save the date, March the 7th. I want all the nurses, especially in UK alone, we've got at least 4,000 healthcare professionals, especially majority nurses. I want you guys at that conference. It's not just about me, it's about all of us. Let us work together, let us support one another, and let us provide positive service to our community. Please, I really, really want us to do that. We have to do that. And I'm going to, this year, we've now got a bigger studio. So apart from me just sitting here, my boring self on my own, me, myself, and I, and my producer there going on and messing about and stuff, we are going to have a lounge area. So maybe once a month, we would have a lounge talk where we will talk about general health issues and other well-being issues and issues such as relationship and all sorts, because they're all intertwined and they all affect us one way or another. So I love you all, and once more I wish you all the very best in this 2020. Going to be my birthday on Saturday, and I'm already making some noise. Yeah, it's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. I'm going to be +1. I just the old number of it. I love my birthday. Love. Volume. There's problems with volume. So anyway, thank you. Have a good night and a good weekend, and see you next week.
Salomon, if we want make Salome, we for change we attitude. Salomon, if we want make Salome, we for change we attitude. Na for nothing, we all na mortal man and we get life. So let we left Congo Sahel and for bad that we come. So if we sabi wasan, we go eat na big man the hand. For catch big man and I can't down. No today. You go get after, now where you big man and you get. So let we left Congo Sahel and for bad that we come in there.
La quotidienne so
In a sense, money making machine worldwide.
oh yeah, pray for me, mama pray for me. I'm in the jungle, I want to make money. Oh yeah, pray for me, papa pray for me. Oh no, I guide my footsteps in this journey. Oh yeah, pray for me. La quotidienne so
In a sense, money making machine worldwide.
oh yeah, pray for me, mama pray for me. I'm in the jungle, I want to make money. Oh yeah, pray for me, papa pray for me. Oh no, I guide my footsteps in this journey. Oh yeah, pray for me. Pray. If you having credit problems, I feel bad for you, son. 1,000 problems, but a car rank 1. Wheels for sure, got me back in the car. Leasing with my credit, I was like, man, forget it. Who would've thought I'd be accepted and more? But now I got the keys, I feel so pleased. All types of cars, Fiats, Minis, Renaults, you know, boom, boom, let's go. Wheels for sure, car leasing for every credit score.
Morning and I give you the praise. The thing where you do for me, they make me so amazed. You make me the woman I never dreamt to be. You have broken all the barriers, even though they think it's me. I have grown to be stronger, I have grown to be me. I have grown to be grateful, I have grown to be free. I have grown to be stronger, I have found the peace in me. I'm broken all the barriers, even though they think it's me. Nah, 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 Papa, God bless me, yeah. I tell God thank you for whose I don't reach today. No shoes but I go school and I always keep the faith. You can overcome, make it possible if you believe in it. You can grow to be stronger, you can grow to be wise. You can grow to be bold, you can grow to higher heights. You can grow to be stronger, you can find the peace within you. You can overcome the impossible if you believe in it. Nah, 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 yeah, yeah. Nah, nah, Papa, God bless me, yeah. Roberto Elena, I dey pile no shoes. Mama be the trapper when I come, no food. I dey talk to my kids, tell I know the shame, old school. Look me to the Uda go say I no cool. For pen bless, the sweet up the man, no lose. The faith make a waka nowadays, I dey cruise. I dey cruise, I dey cruise. The faith make a waka nowadays, I dey cruise. You can grow to be stronger, you can find the peace within you. You can overcome the impossible if you believe in it.